You're listening to an audio article by the Common Constitution. Today's audio article is entitled, Hooray for COVID Stimulus, 6,000 pages of nothing to see here. For decades, conservatives and fiscal hawks have been complaining about how much money the federal government spends. And the worst part of it isn't the spending itself, it's the fact that no one really knows on what we're spending trillions of dollars. Oh sure, on a macro level, we can look at the budget, assuming we had one, which we don't, and see that this or that behemoth department or agency get X billions of dollars. But that's all we know. And of course this is done on purpose, so that the public will never discover where all the money is actually going. It's why over the years the sheer size of budget bills or bailout bills and now stimulus has ballooned to many thousands of pages. It makes it impossible for anyone to read, digest, and comprehend who gets what and why. This was explained rather nicely back in 2009 when Democrat Representative the late John Conyers slipped up and had a moment of honesty at the mic. Now, I can't do a Conyers imitation, so I'm not even going to attempt it. Quote, I love these members that get up and say, read the bill. Read the bill. What good is it reading the bill if it's 1,000 pages and you don't have 2 days and 2 lawyers to find out what it means after you read the bill? Unquote. Well, folks, Mr. Conyers was right. It is no good, which is exactly why they are deliberately so voluminous. That was only 12 years ago as he scoffed at federal bills being 1,000 pages. But now we are in an entirely different world altogether. This latest stimulus bill dwarfs them all. It's nearly 6,000 pages, and that's about 30 inches or 2.5 feet thick. To put it into further perspective, the interminably long novel War and Peace is only 1,225 pages. Still, our House of Representatives voted 359 to 63 to blindly pass it, and the Senate 91 to 7. So 83% of the House voted yes for something they didn't read and couldn't have possibly understood if they did, and worse, 91% of senators did the same recklessly irresponsible thing. And I can unconditionally guarantee that there is not a single solitary soul on this or any planet that knows all that lies within those 5,593 pages. But hey, Congress was given all of 6 hours to read and digest it before voting on it. That sounds reasonable until you give it even a passing thought. As Breitbart wrote, given, quote, an average reading pace of roughly 5 minutes per page of technical material, members of Congress could have been expected to read about 72 pages, assuming no meals or bathroom breaks, unquote. Just for kicks and to drive home a point of just how absurd this is, let's do some math. Most experts agree that it takes the average person about 2 minutes to read a page of non-technical material. Well, the COVID stimulus bill, with all its lawyer-speak and pseudo-technical gibberish designed expressly to confuse the reader, will most definitely not apply as non-technical reading. Knowing this, let's use the technical reading pace of 5 minutes per page. So 6,000 pages times 5 minutes per page equals 30,000 minutes or 500 hours just to read the bill. Now let's say the average person can read, with some comprehension, for 10 hours a day without going completely comatose. That's still 50 straight days. Assuming they began earnestly reading this past Monday the 21st, one would finish no sooner than March 4th. And I'm not even going to touch on all the ridiculous crap the billions of dollars we're giving to, it seems, every nation on the planet. It would be laughable if it weren't so sickening. Thank you for listening.